Motivation is exciting. It's that electric rush we feel after watching a movie, hearing a speech, or reading a quote on Instagram at 2 a.m. It feels like fire, but here's the thing about fire. If you don't feed it, it burns out. And if your life is only built on motivation, you'll be living in ashes. What separates the people who change their lives from the people who dream about it isn't motivation, it's discipline. There is an illusion at the heart of modern ambition that motivation is sufficient. We treat motivation as the divine spark, the origin of all transformation. Yet, like all sparks, it is brief, impulsive, and volatile. What sustains a life of meaning is not enthusiasm, but the architecture of habit that follows it. We speak of change as if it begins with inspiration, but that is only its prologue. The real story begins when the excitement fades and the real work remains. Discipline is not glamorous. It is patient, repetitive, often invisible. Yet, it is this unromantic persistence, not passion, that shapes the boundaries of human achievement. Neuroscience shows us that motivation is a chemical state, a surge of dopamine triggered by the anticipation of reward. It's thrilling, but temporary. That's why gyms are packed in January, but empty in March. Why journals fill up for a week, then collect dust. Why resolutions fade into excuses. It's not because people didn't care. It's because the feeling that started it all disappeared, and they never learned what to do when it did. The Roman Stoics knew this centuries ago. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." They understood that motivation is the wind, but discipline is the sail. Without the sail, the wind blows you in circles. Motivation can start your journey, but only discipline can carry you to the end of it. Without discipline, momentum decays into memory. So what is discipline really? Psychologists call it self-regulation. It's the ability to align your actions with your values even when you don't feel like it. So in plain terms, it's doing what you said you would do, even long after the mood you set it in has passed. Think about it. Discipline is showing up when nobody's watching. It's making the call, sending the email, writing the page, not because you're inspired, but because you said you would. It is not mere restraint, it is alignment. To be disciplined is to construct an inner order that resists the fluctuations of emotion. And here's the paradox. Every act of discipline rewires how you see yourself. Every time you follow through, even on something small, you tell your brain that, I am someone who does what they say they'll do. Over time, the self starts to believe this narrative, and belief becomes behavior. You stop chasing motivation because you don't need it to feel ready anymore. You built a system that doesn't depend on feelings. And history remembers the disciplined more than the inspired. Leonardo da Vinci's genius was not spontaneous brilliance, it was methodical observation. His notebooks, 7,000 pages of sketches, hypotheses, and failed experiments, reveal not divine talent, but disciplined curiosity. Navy SEALs understand this symmetry. They aren't extraordinary because they're fearless. They're extraordinary because they train discipline into their bones. They act despite fear, not without it. Even religion, throughout centuries and cultures, understood this truth. Daily prayer, meditation, ritual, they were all psychological training grounds for discipline. Across cultures, the principle is constant. Discipline is civilization's quiet engine. Because greatness has never belonged to those who felt inspired once. It belonged to those who showed up again, again, and again. So how do you build discipline? 3 truths have stood the test of time. The first step being that you have to lower the barrier. Begin with the smallest step possible, so it's hard to say no. Don't start with an hour workout, start with 5 push-ups. In the beginning, momentum matters more than magnitude. Your second step is that you have to anchor it. Tie your new habit to something that you already do. Attach your new behaviors to existing routines. After your morning coffee, read 1 page of a book. Because habits stack like bricks. Small actions build big structures. And then finally, your third step is to redefine success. Discipline isn't perfection, it's persistence. Missing a day isn't failure, but giving up because you missed a day is. Discipline is not confinement. It creates the internal order that allows creativity, purpose, and peace to all coexist without chaos. So I'll ask you this. What would your life look like if you stopped worshiping motivation and started practicing discipline? What would your life look like if you ceased to depend on motivation altogether? If instead of waiting to feel ready, you trained yourself to begin regardless? Motivation is the promise of change. Discipline is the realization of it. Last week I was asking about what are you waiting for? Today is about Will you keep going after you've begun? Because in the end, it is not your intensity of motivation that defines you. It is the persistence of your discipline that will outlast it.